Hi there, viewers. Lotus here. Tonight, I wanted to talk about black levels and segregation amongst the black community. I'm going to elaborate a little bit on that. What I mean by black levels is certain groups of people within the black community have separated themselves from the other black people within our community because they feel like, I guess, they could be accepted better if they didn't identify with the poor black people. And I'm going to say poor because in the hood, whether you want to accept it or not, you're poor. You don't get to live the way people in the suburbs live. You don't live that way. You don't have those freedoms and those pleasures of those people. So it's a poor community. But people who live in the suburbs tend to, look down on people who live in the different ghettos and hoods of, what I'm speaking of is Atlanta. So I wanted to get into that because I can't help but think ignorant when I think about it, because it doesn't matter where you're from, black is black, and it don't matter where you go, you're still black. So even if you feel like by disassociating yourself with certain types of black people, you could further yourself in the world of every other race, like in America, you have to remember that the whole issue of black oppression did not come from black people being from the hood or ghettos. It came from black people just being black. So even though you're moving yourself from a certain place, unless you plan on scratching your skin off, you're still us, regardless of where you stay, regardless of how you speak, regardless of how you dress, regardless of where you work, you're still black. So I feel like the main reason why we're so weak as a unit is because there are so many of us who started to think they're better on a different level from the rest of us because of what they've accomplished in life. And some people will think this video is, stupid because of what I'm saying, but I'm just speaking fact. The more of us who love each other, then the less people we would have to fight individually. People don't really run up on you when you're with a group. And I'm just putting it that way for people who would know what I'm talking about. When you're in a group, you have less chances of being attacked than when you're separate. And that's why I feel like the reason why the black community isn't being respected the way it deserves to be respected is because we've separated ourselves from each other. And I believe that's the reason why the Million Man March was so successful. And that's the reason why civil rights were given. And, we earned that because we were united as a whole race. That was not one person saying, I'm not going to deal with those people because they're niggers and I'm not a nigger. I'm a black person. We're all black people. But to them, we're all niggas. So regardless if you want to be a nigger or not, you're a nigga. Straight up. And I'm not saying it like in a defamatory way. I'm just telling you the way they think of you. So it don't matter if you go sip tea with them. Don't matter if you kick it. You still are one of us. And I'm not saying if you have white friends, that means your white friends think you a nigga. No. It's not what I'm saying. Society is what I'm talking about as a whole. Society as a whole looks at you that way. So you can't disassociate yourself with your people just because you found a few friends that accept you, because in this country, in America, you're not accepted. And I'm going to tell you that we're not accepted here. And I don't know why. Maybe it's the fear of being overthrown because of what we've accomplished here thus far. And I don't know if you people know this, but America was built by our hands. It was built by our hands. It was built by our work. That's why we were brought here for so long. That's why they didn't want to send us back because they needed our help. And once we got it to where they wanted it, that's when it was like, hey, y'all ask for rights. Y'all can just go back home. But this is home. You don't go build a house and then not get paid for it and then get told you gotta leave. Is that what we're doing right now? So I'm not a runner. I'm a fighter. I'll fight before I run. So I demand the respect I deserve. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's the president. You're gonna respect Jasmine. You're not gonna tell me anything, and you're not gonna talk to me any kind of way. And I don't think it's because I'm where I'm from. It's because of what I know about myself, about my people, about my heritage. I just know how deep this really goes. So I really don't accept anything less than perfect when people talk to me. When you talk about me, you talk about me in a high, respectable way. If you're going to mention me, you mention me with high respect, high regards. I don't think I deserve anything less. And I don't think my people deserve anything less. I don't think we should be depicted in movies bending over no barn like Ving Rhames did in Pulp Fiction. Like, I questioned that ever since the day I watched that movie. I was like, first, what's the point of this movie? Second, why did Ving Rhames agree to do that? And third, why didn't they ask Bruce Willis to do it? I feel like it's a whole thing about emasculating the black man in America, because the only way you can emasculate a black man is in a movie. As you can see, when we do a sport, we take over. When we do music, we take over, i.e. Jimi Hendrix, shoot, Rihanna with the pop. We take over. So I feel like the only way you can, like Muhammad Ali, let's say for instance, Muhammad Ali, he was the greatest. You know, no man could beat Muhammad Ali in boxing. Strongest black man out there. You know, best boxer ever to have lived. And the only way they could, you know, depict the white man beating him was by making Rocky with Sylvester Stallone. And I feel like that's the same thing they do in these movies when they show black men being raped, or, you know, how they have us in the prison raping each other. And I don't know if you know this, but I've spoken to someone who's been in jail for years, and it's the black men in the prisons that are, you know, doing most of the raping. And they rape mostly, you know, white boys, but they do rape their own kind as well. And I think all that is set up to emasculate the black man, because you can't raise a family and leave a legacy if you're not a real man. So, you know, we gotta unite in a time like this, when the media is telling us that we're nasty, and when the media is making our strong black powerful figures sell their souls. Not literally like they gave their soul to the devil and signed a paper, but I'm saying, like, if you're gonna bend over on top of a man and you're not gay, but you'll show the world you getting done in a bum just for a little money, that's sending the wrong message to our kids, you know. Or like Nicki Minaj, as much as I know everybody love Nicki, you gotta have a certain level of respect for yourself, because you're leading our nation. You're leading our nation. Like, our kids are watching you. My daughter is watching you. My cousins are watching you. So where are you leading us to? Are you leading us to be somebody's hoe? Because that's what you're telling the world, that you're somebody's hoe. And I know you might call it a boss because you can rap about it and make money from it, but you're still a hoe. And I'm not saying it like you sleep with people, but in the image of what I hear on your lyrics and what I see on your videos, you're nothing more than a little hoe. Like, you do whole things. You say hoe shit. So you telling our kids that the only way to be successful is to be a hoe. Like Lil Wayne. You know, I'm not saying that I just hate rappers, but this is just my take on their music. I heard all their music, so I know what I'm talking about. You know, the rappers these days are just getting real ridiculous with their lyrics. Like, y'all telling our kids some real off-the-wall shit now. And I know my language is bad, but when I get mad, I get to cursing and stuff. But the off-the-wall things they're saying in these songs, you know, like Chris Brown's song, Don't Trust Them. Talking about don't trust women and these hoes ain't loyal. Or, you know, it's just sending the wrong message. You're telling us to separate. You're telling us to separate big asses from small asses. You know, our men are separating from our women based off these hoes ain't loyal. or our women are separating from our men because they don't believe in commitment anymore. It's like smash, 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 smash. That's all the youth hear. If you talk to your kids, talk to your own children. That's all they talk about now. Smash, pass, smash, pass, smash, pass. Big booties, big booties. You know, it ain't even about jewelry anymore. They don't even care about jewelry. It's really just about sex now. Sex, 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 and drugs. So right now is not a time to separate. Right now is the time to unite. Because we have enough people telling us to separate. Where the rappers at that's telling us to unite? Where the rapper at that's going to tell you to marry a man and not just smash every man that you pass because no man is good enough? Or the man that's going to tell you to stay with your family and raise your children. Don't just keep sleeping with random women just because, you know, she got a fat ass. Where are those rappers at? You know, we're being told to do the wrong thing. And there's a reason why Erykah Badu isn't making songs no more. There's a reason why, you know, Lauryn Hill don't make tracks. You know, Common isn't heard on the radio. Or this guy I'm listening to, Flying Lotus, isn't heard on the radio. It's because the message they're sending is not the message they want us to receive. They speaking real words. They speaking truth. Then that's not what they want us to hear. And I know y'all might think conspiracy theories, conspiracy theories. It's not conspiracy theories. It's realism. You got to realize that. And until you wake up, you're going to always be a slave to what you hear and what you see. You got to see through the shades, you know. You can't just look out and say, oh, that's what it is. It's not always what it looks like. You might think that Jay-Z runs that record label, but he answers to somebody. Otherwise, he can rap about what he truly feels. And I don't think that's what he truly feels. A man who truly feels the way he, you know, raps in his songs don't go across seas to Africa and build a water foundation. You know, I just feel like we're being led to destruction. And as long as everybody keeps following these same idiots, we're not going to get saved. So stop separating yourselves from each other. Get together. Think together. Because, you know, two heads is better than one. Think together, unite, and, man, just get it together, man. That's all I can say. Otherwise, we doomed. Straight up. Lotus out.